At the end of the day, it's just what happens at the end of the night. I'm not in there to try and knock Jake out in 10 seconds or 8 rounds. I'm going to go in there and do a job. I'm going to want to hurt him. You know, I'm going to want to really hurt him in the ring. If that's what I want to do. That's what I'm here to do.
The energy in the room was already intense, but no one saw Jake Paul's move coming. His press conference with Anthony Joshua turned into more than simple promotion. It became a mental battle. Jake arrived with one goal: to change the mood and get inside Joshua's head, and he actually managed to surprise him. The moment everyone is discussing happened when Jake suddenly stepped toward Joshua during the press conference, moving quickly and confidently, almost like he was ready to throw a punch. But the truth is, Jake knew exactly what he was doing. He knew security would intervene, he knew Joshua wouldn't react in front of cameras, and he knew he was protected. That sense of safety is precisely why he made the move, using psychology instead of power to make his statement.
Step back a little bit. Guys, step back.
It wasn't a real attack or a genuine ambush, and Jake Paul was never trying to hurt Anthony Joshua. Everyone knows that if it came down to a real fight, AJ, an Olympic gold medalist, would handle Jake easily within seconds. What happened was classic mind games, something Jake has used many times before. For a brief moment, Joshua looked caught off guard, not afraid, but clearly puzzled, as if he was trying to figure out whether Jake was actually serious or just playing another mental trick.
Dan, it's good. Dan, don't take disrespect lightly, you know. Don't sit on the table telling me we can go now and do all of this and that. Try to call me out.
Right, can we call that a cut?
Then came the face-off at the press conference, and the difference was impossible to ignore. Standing side by side, Anthony Joshua looked massive, while Jake Paul looked small in comparison. It wasn't just height, it was everything. AJ was broader, heavier, and clearly more powerful, dominating the space without even trying, while Jake looked like he was standing next to someone built on a completely different level.
I think Jake Paul had a big realization when he did that face-to-face of AJ.
How big you are. Yeah. I think it was a real...
When he looked at AJ's chest and he actually looked up, it was so much Rocky Balboa, Ivan Drago. It was that.
It was that real come to Jesus moment where it's like, oh wow, you are bigger than you look in those pictures.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm sure he must have went leaving that press conference thinking, I am so glad I'm getting well paid.
But Jake didn't back down at all. He kept talking, kept smiling, and kept pushing the idea that he was going to expose Anthony Joshua, no matter how crazy it sounded. Let's be real. Jake Paul claiming he's about to expose an Olympic gold medalist like AJ is one of the most out-of-touch statements ever made at a press conference, yet he delivered it with complete confidence as if he truly believed it.
Knocking this guy out, becoming the CEO of Matchroom Boxing and changing the plans, and it's going to be me versus Tyson Fury next year.
Yeah, if I'm going to be honest, I'm going to break his face, I'm going to break his body up, I'm going to stomp all over him. That's my mentality, right? That's a fighter's mentality, and I know what's in my heart. I know what's in my mind, and I'm here to compete. I'm here to prove myself that I'm the better fighter, so I'm looking forward to it, and I'll do that until I finish fighting.
But that's exactly who Jake is. He fully believes every word he says. The wildest part is you can see it in his eyes. He isn't joking or bluffing. He genuinely thinks he has something up his sleeve that Anthony Joshua has never faced before, and that confidence is what makes him so unpredictable.
I think the first head-to-head that they had where Jake Paul's like looking up and then looking down, I think like that's when it'll have dawned on him like, what am I doing here?
Eddie's belief, and whether you subscribe to Eddie's views on this, is that he genuinely believes that Jake Paul doesn't know what he's walking into, doesn't seem to have a regard for what he's walking into, is slightly deluded about it, thinks that Anthony's a bit chinny, and thinks he has a chance in this fight. Now, I don't know about you boys, but unless you've lived under a stone, you know that Anthony Joshua can punch. The only debate about Anthony Joshua is not the physicality of Anthony Joshua, it's the psychology of him. There's going to be no psychological damage to Anthony Joshua when he walks in against Jake Paul. This has jeopardy written all over it, doesn't it?
Jake Paul, though, is actually deluded enough to believe that if he gets inside, that he's got...
Is he?
He must be, Simon, otherwise the fight wouldn't be going ahead. He truly believes that he can win this fight. He doesn't realise that there's levels to this game.
I mean, he's stupid in a good way, but I'm actually praising him. He's stupidly deluded in the fact that he thinks he can do anything. That's probably why he's as successful as he is. I think with Jake Paul at the moment, though, you've started, so you've got to finish. He's put the bluff on. I think the first head-to-head that they had where Jake Paul's like looking up and then looking down, I think like that's when it'll have dawned on him like, what am I doing?
One of the biggest shocks was seeing Deontay Wilder in the building. Watching Jake and AJ face to face, Wilder immediately sensed something off. He actually thinks this fight might be staged, and it's easy to see why. The size gap is staggering. Wilder couldn't wrap his head around how someone built like Jake could be officially allowed to step into the ring with a powerhouse like AJ.
Me, in my opinion, I think it's scripted a little bit because, you know, up the weight difference, and, you know, Joshua's a former, you know, champion. And also, you know, he's current, he's active, you know, and this is going to be the first time that we see Paul, you know, fighting an active fighter. You know what I mean? We seen the Mike Tyson, that was all fun, that was cute, you know what I'm saying? It's fun and games and stuff, but now you're dealing with a real professional, you know, and so we'll see how it ends up you know, like I said, I think it's scripted, but, you know, we gonna see. At the end of the day, I just want everybody to have fun. I want them to enjoy themselves because we risk our lives for others' entertainment, and just go home safely, to be able to have memories and say we did a great job.
Thank you. Let's get a bomb squad to end.
He said this matchup feels like something designed purely for entertainment, because to him it's a mismatch in every way, and almost every other pro in boxing would agree with that assessment.
Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua. I don't think I've spoken to you about this fight. Just what do you make of it a week out?
On a personal level, I don't think that the Jake Paul Anthony Joshua fight should be happening. That's just on my personal level. For health and safety reasons.
Then Derek Chisora showed up and dropped perhaps the harshest take of the day, saying that Jake Paul will be fine even if he ends up needing full-time care after the fight, simply because he has the money to afford it.
What about the risk for Jake Paul? Are people not talking about what he's going to go into and what he could potentially come out as because of the dangers that Anthony Joshua poses as a heavy-hitting heavyweight?
At least he can park his fucking Bugatti on the handicap sign now if he gets injured. Listen, Jake Paul be alright. AJ's gonna lay him out. You know, he's got enough money to be fucking pushing a wheelchair for the rest of his life, so that's okay.
Would you be disappointed or annoyed if the fight went the distance given AJ's accolades in the sport?
If Anthony Joshua goes 8 rounds with that guy, I'll be pissed off. Do you understand? Yeah? AJ should not go 8 rounds with that guy. AJ should go in there and fucking knock him out. Yeah? That is as simple as. If AJ try and go in there fucking 8 rounds, we got a problem in boxing. That is it. We don't want AJ to go in there and fuck around. Yes, go there and fucking lay him out. But knowing AJ's gonna fucking knock him out.
But do you think AJ might think like, look, I know he's not as good as me, so I might just take it a bit easy and, you know, give people a show.
If he goes past 3-4 rounds, we're turning off the Netflix.
What about Terence Crawford and the belts? He's been vocal about the situation regarding the belts and the sanction fees. What do you think about that?
He's right. Why should the WBC take 300,000 of him? For what reason? What reason? What reason do they have the right to take his money away from him like that?
Their argument is that they've helped build him up with the WBC title. It's been on all his fights. They agreed a percentage, but Terence Crawford didn't want to pay it. That's their argument.
But half of the time, how much were they taking? Do you understand? It's like, you have to understand this.
But Chisora didn't stop there, adding that if the fight somehow lasts longer than 2 rounds, he's switching off Netflix and walking away, because in his view Jake shouldn't be able to last that long against someone like Anthony Joshua.
WBC, how many WBC belts are there now? There's so many. Yeah? There's so many fucking belts. We don't even know which ones are fucking important, bro. Do you understand? There's so fucking many belts. Everybody can have a 10 fight and be fucking retired and say, oh, I won for the WBC African world champion. What the fuck is that? There's only one fucking world champion, one belt that was there, the WBC. Yeah, there should be, all the belts should be there. Yeah, but anything else below that, fuck that, man.
Right, last thing, Usyk versus Wilder. If that fight does happen, what do you think about it?
Who's paying for it? Let me know.
Not Usyk versus Fabio Wardley?
Usyk versus Fabio Wardley.
Then fans online began speculating. Could there be something in the contract forcing AJ to stretch the fight? Is this meant to be a drawn-out battle? The rumors quickly gained traction, but Eddie Hearn stepped in and shut them all down. He made it clear there's no contract gimmick, no drag it out for show clause, and no fake drama. According to him, AJ is going in to knock Jake Paul down, not to play games or entertain anyone.
A lot of people going into this fight, they're expecting quite a demolition job from Anthony Joshua. You expect him saying like a round,
whenever he wants. I mean, I don't think AJ's not the kind of guy that's going to start kind of messing around and doing 3 or 4 rounds. And you know, you get some people go, yeah, I bet there's something in the contract where it's like, don't be ridiculous. I mean, you know, I wouldn't even allow that, let alone AJ. He's going to go in there and he's going to do a job on it. We don't play around in boxing. It's not the sport to play around and start doing rounds. No, we're going to go out there. Obviously, AJ hasn't boxed for 14 months, but you know, I don't know. People say if it goes past 1 round, AJ's a joke. It's like, oh blimey, okay, can we have 2 rounds? But I expect it to be over.
Amir Khan also shared his take, saying Jake's team seems more concerned with the payday than his safety. He warned that AJ isn't a YouTuber or a gimmick opponent. He's a genuine heavyweight who can cause serious harm. To Khan, Jake's camp may see the money, but they're overlooking the real danger Jake is stepping into.
AJ by knockout, brutal knockout. Nakisa is making a big mistake putting Jake Paul in a fight like this because he's gonna want to see him get hurt. I mean, these guys are going for the money, where really, you know, he has a life after boxing as well. Let's hope he comes out the ring in one piece.
Could I ask you individually, why are they doing this? So start with AJ. Why is he doing this?
AJ, if I was AJ, I'd do the same thing, because at the end of the day, you're fighting a YouTuber, and why not? I mean, getting paid millions and millions of pounds. And why is Jake doing? Jake's just doing it for probably the fan following. Maybe he wants to get the boxing audience. But look, who knows? I mean, anything can happen in boxing. 1 punch can change the fight, but I just don't think he has that 1 punch to change the fight. It does Jake Paul.
Here's the twist. Kubrat Pulev, who has actually fought AJ before, believes there's a chance Jake could win. Yes, Pulev, a former heavyweight title challenger who's felt AJ's power up close, said, "This is boxing. Anything can happen, including Jake Paul knocking out Anthony Joshua." His point was clear. AJ has been dropped before, he's human, and 1 punch can change everything. It surprised many because Pulev is the last person you'd expect to give Jake hope, yet he did, and a lot of fans started agreeing with him.
Do you think he can win, Jake Paul?
I think it's a possibility. No one is backing Jake Paul currently. You've seen him in the ring, you can see that he's got some knockout power, and I also believe people don't look at Joshua's last few fights, and I don't think it's going to be as big of a landslide as people feel. I feel like there's an overhand right that could easily land, and I wouldn't predict that Joshua's chin can last that. The problem is that all of the pressure's on Joshua at the moment. So Jake Paul, if he gets knocked out in 12 seconds, he should get knocked out. The problem is, as soon as Joshua starts taking damage, all of a sudden he's thinking, the world is watching me, I'm a professional fighter, and I'm getting beat off a YouTuber. All of the pressure is in Joshua, and that's a lot that can weigh on a man. You can't deny that Jake Paul has power. I think it's one of his only attributes. I think he's a very poor boxer, but what he does have is a weird technique where you don't know what
he's got power. How do we know he's got power?
He's knocked people out. Joshua has all of the world looking at him thinking you should walk him over. If it gets 2 rounds, 3 rounds inside, I think Joshua loses.
Johnny Nelson had a different take, saying Jake simply cannot beat AJ under any circumstances. It's impossible. But he added that AJ shouldn't just end it in 20 seconds. Instead, he should methodically break Jake down, hurt him gradually, and make him question ever stepping into boxing again. Essentially, Nelson wants AJ to teach a lesson, not just score a quick win. Gareth A. Davies offered another angle, pointing out that the pressure is actually on AJ, not Jake, because everyone expects a knockout and total dominance, meaning AJ has to deliver, a point many experts have highlighted before.
Think he can win, Jake Paul?
I think it's a possibility. No one is backing Jake Paul currently. You've seen him in the ring, you can see that he's got some knockout power, and I also believe people don't look at Joshua's last few fights, and I don't think it's going to be as big of a landslide as people feel. I feel like there's an overhand right that could easily land, and I wouldn't predict that Joshua's chin can last that. The problem is that all of the pressure's on Joshua at the moment. So Jake Paul, if he gets knocked out in 12 seconds, he should get knocked out. The problem is, as soon as Joshua starts taking damage, all of a sudden he's thinking, the world is watching me, I'm a professional fighter, and I'm getting beat off a YouTuber. All of the pressure is in Joshua, and that's a lot that can weigh on a man. You can't deny that Jake Paul has power. I think it's one of his only attributes. I think he's a very poor boxer, but what he does have is a weird technique where you don't know what
he's got power. How do we know he's got power?
He's knocked people out. Joshua has all of the world looking at him thinking you should walk him over. If it gets 2 rounds, 3 rounds inside, I think Joshua loses.
Gareth also noted that AJ didn't sound like himself, almost as if the weight of expectations is pressing on him, but he confirmed that Joshua is taking this fight extremely seriously. Full camp, full sparring, full preparation, like he's facing a top-tier heavyweight. That alone should intimidate Jake, because AJ isn't treating this lightly. After the press conference, Jake Paul gave interviews, and the wildest part is he wasn't joking. He was completely serious when he claimed he could beat Anthony Joshua. He explained it with conviction, saying he has the strategy, timing, ring IQ, and power to shock the world. While everyone else thinks he's delusional, Jake truly believes he's on the same level as elite heavyweights. Even though AJ is bigger, stronger, and far more experienced, Jake still thinks he can make it happen, and it's that unwavering belief, whether realistic or not, that makes him dangerous in the ring.
You think you're gonna knock him out?
Yeah, 100%. I see holes in his game of where I can land a big shot.
Okay.
100%. It's going to be a very, 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 very tough fight.
Do you think this is your hardest opponent?
Yeah, by far.
Yeah.
I mean, bro, I'm just outgunned in every category.
Logan, what do you think about him fighting Anthony Joshua?
I think it's insane.
Yeah.
I think it's insane. But there's a reason why he's Jake Paul, and like this is
what he does.
Yeah. Like,
here's the truth. No matter how delusional Jake sounds or how certain it seems that he'll get knocked out, you have to respect him. He's willingly stepping into the ring with Anthony Joshua, one of the most dangerous heavyweight punchers of this era.
Jake is fine, AJ.
Oh my God, yeah.
And you know what? I'm going to give him props. Fair play, Jake. That is a big fight. I mean, AJ should knock him out.
It is a weird one. Like, am I just being stupid? Like, is he not just going to wig him?
AJ by Soap being dropped in prison. AJ by brutal Bonnie Blue scene. AJ by just something vile.
Him even stepping up to fight AJ.
AJ 2 times heavyweight world champion. Yeah, it's no joke.
This isn't safe or smart. It's either bravery, insanity, or a mix of both. Jake is putting himself at real risk of serious injury and facing real consequences, something most influencers would never dare. He might get destroyed in the fight, but the fact that he's even stepping forward shows guts.
The Joshua thing is crazy.
Is that a real conversation?
Jake's a fucking lunatic, and it's probably real. I saw Joshua knock out Francis Ngannou, and the guy was like out cold for 5 minutes. And this is a guy who had never been knocked down, let alone knocked out.
If he steps in the ring with him, and actually a bell rings and there are punches thrown, every bit of Jake Paul is not a real boxer conversation is gone forever.
Here's the game changer. Anthony Joshua is now training under Alexander Usyk's system. Yes, the same Usyk who outboxed and outsmarted Joshua twice is now indirectly shaping his preparation. Joshua has stepped into Usyk's camp, adopted his environment and training methods, and is surrounded by the same coaches and experts who crafted the blueprint that defeated Tyson Fury.
Why do you want to help Anthony Joshua?
Why Anthony Joshua? I think it's answer only for God, because Anthony very have, I think, education, like a kind of guy. We speak with Anthony, message. Now we speak on the phone, not Instagram, but I have a number, Anthony have number. For example, we drive in a car. He call me, hey champ, hello, how are you, blah 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 blah. We joking, hey, good luck training, because I see this guy in the gym. My team, hey, Alex, hello, hey brother, good training. It's guy. I like this guy because this is guy smart. I think this guy have very big heart. And
yes, people think you will make him fight.
People aren't noticing this, but AJ isn't focused on Jake Paul. Paul is just a side effect. AJ is preparing for the real target, Tyson Fury. By stepping into Usyk's style, he's learning the footwork, timing, angles, ring intelligence, and conditioning that made Usyk the top heavyweight in the world.
AJ's always plotting his next move. I believe him teaming up with Usyk is more than him just training with the best. It's him targeting Fury. Who better to learn from than the team that beat him twice, killed 2 birds with 1 stone? The same reason he was training with Ben Davison, Tyson's former trainer, to get inside knowledge. And yes, the partnership did not work, but I'm pretty sure he would have picked up some valuable info on Tyson. Will it be enough? I'm not sure, because AJ needs to be mentally right. But I've always said, stylistically, AJ is all wrong for Fury. If Team Usyk can bring out AJ's strengths, get him mentally right, you know, the attacking version of AJ, my mind's not changed. He's a nightmare for Tyson Fury. I also think that AJ is better suited to Usyk's team because they're all about boxing's fundamentals and solid basics. And when I say that, I mean to the highest degree.
That's a wrap for today's video. If you liked it, hit like, subscribe, and tap the bell so you don't miss what's coming next. Share your thoughts in the comments, stay tuned, and we'll see you in the next one.